Hello everyone, and welcome to this short little explainer video on different types of social media analytics. Today we're going to be going through both organic analytics and paid for analytics. So today we're going to be looking at the following 4 subject areas. We're going to be looking at why we use social media analytics. We're going to be looking at Instagram organic insights. We're going to be looking at Facebook advertisements, and we're also going to be looking at a different type of web-based traffic analytics as well. So you've already looked over Facebook ads. This is just a slightly different platform, just to show you that there's a lot of different types of platforms out there. So first we're going to go through the why. So why as marketers do we need social media analytics? What are they useful for? So as digital and social media marketers, it is our role to create campaigns online on social media that are high converting and help us both to grow our existing audience and also to keep our audience that we have at the moment, our current audience, engaged. So social media analytics are useful to us in achieving this goal, as they help us to track exactly what is and isn't working. By looking at these analytics and looking at what is and isn't working, we can then start to either replicate, change, tweak or replace our campaigns and content accordingly, so that we can continue to grow and get the best results. So first things first, what exactly are Instagram Insights? Insights are essentially Instagram's very own built-in analytics tool. They'll be enabled after you switch to a business or creator account and can be accessed on the Instagram profile page when logged into that account. Insights will show you a lot of different things about your profile and how your posts are performing, and we're going to talk about the different sections and how you use them all now. So first, let's take a little look at individual and story insights. We're going to go through individual post insights first, and then we're going to move on to story. So you can get onto the individual post insights by clicking the view insights on the left side under any of the individual posts on Instagram. Through this little shortcut you can see total interactions from the post, the breakdown of the engagement, and perhaps most interestingly, the breakdown of how people actually discovered and came across your post. So this includes where all of your impressions came from. It could be hashtags directly through your profile, it could be through the home feed, it could be through the explore page or other. So take this on board for next time you post to figure out what is working best for you. Now going on to story insights, these can be accessed directly by swiping up on an account's story and clicking on the analytic graph button. You'll be able to see who and how many people have viewed and interacted, as in click next, click back, click next story, or exited with your story, which will sort of give you a gauge on how the engagement is going, how engaging your content is, and also how many impressions the story got. So how many accounts were reached with your story, how many follows you got as a result of your story, and if you have this feature linked, how many people swiped up. So that's a feature you can get once you have over 10,000 followers or if you're a verified account. So now let's delve deeper into the 3 section of Instagram's main insights platform. Once you switch to a business or personal account that's be located above your story highlights on your own page, only you can see these insights and only you can see them for the account that you're logged into. So the first metric of Instagram Insights that we're going to look into is content. So on the content tab of your insights, you will see all the stats relating to your feed posts, your story posts, and your promotions if you currently have any of these running. This tab allows you to look through your post insights for the last 2 years, and this is toggleable by the last week, month, 3 months, 6 months, year, or 2 years, and allows you to sort out your insights by 12 different metric types, which we're going to go through now, and we're going to go through what they mean as well. So the different type of metrics or actions that are taken as a result of your content are calls, which are the number of accounts that followed on to make a call to action to call you on the phone. The next is comments. This is the amount of comments that your post received. Emails is the amount of accounts that followed a call to action to then go on to email you. Engagement is the amount of accounts that liked, commented, or saved your post. Follows is the number of accounts that started following you because or as a direct result of that post. Get directions is the number of users who tapped get directions, so that call to action after seeing your post. Impressions is the number of times your post has been seen, the total number. The likes is the total amount of likes on your post. Profile visits is the number of times your profile was viewed as a direct result of your post, so people that saw your post and then went on to view your profile. Reach is the number of unique accounts that have seen your posts. Saved is the number of users that have saved your post. And website clicks is the number of times your website was clicked on because of your post. So people who followed the call to action to click on your website or went directly to your profile and then clicked on your website directly after viewing your post. So I've just put the slide in here to basically sort of debunk the rather outdated view that likes are the most important metric on Instagram. Likes are definitely not the most important metrics. There are so many other things that you need to be looking at, such as engagement, reach, impressions, things like that. Likes are only one metric. Just remember that when you are posting on Instagram for a business. Likes are only one measure of how well your post is doing. So the next metric type that we're going to look at is the reach and impressions of your profile. This is also sometimes known as the activity tab as well. So this tab will sort of talk about the discovery of your profile and how many people you have reached through your profile over the amount of time that you set on the Instagram metrics. So this section will allow you to view the overall performance of your account day by day, and this is calculated by two different metrics: reach, which is the amount of unique amount of unique accounts that have seen your post, and impressions, which is the total number of times that all of your posts have been seen. So next we're going to talk about the audience tab. So this tab is particularly important because it is talking about your audience demographics. This is important as a business or as a social media marketer because you want to ensure that the people you're reaching are the right people. They are the right audience. They are the people that you want to reach with your brand message, your products, your services, etc. So in the audience tab, this tab tells you all about who is following your profile and what sort of demographic brackets they do fall into. Also how active they are, when they're active, and how your follow count has changed over time. So within the audience tab of Instagram Insights, you'll find 4 sets of information about your followers, and now I'm going to break these down for you. So you have gender, which is the percentage split of your followers. You have age range, which is the main age brackets of your followers. You have top locations, so these are the locations of your followers based on both city and countries. You can change it up. And you also have followers, so this is the most active times of your followers, both by hour of the day and by days of the week. So this is really important, especially this last one. They're helping you decide when to post, so when is your audience most active. Okay, so now we're going to take just a little look at the Facebook ad platform. So when you're creating a Facebook advertisement, you choose a campaign objective, and these are all laid out for you on this slide here. So if you look closely, or maybe even if you pause this video, you might see something. If you look through these different types of campaign objectives, do they relate to any model of marketing that you've looked at before, particularly within the customer journey? So just pause and take a think about that for a second, and then I will reveal what it is. So the model that I am of course referring to is indeed AIDA. So this model, as I'm sure you are aware, is the customer journey. So this is the journey that a customer takes from being a complete stranger to your brand to having awareness of your brand, gaining an interest in your brand, having a desire to learn more about your brand, and eventually taking action and purchasing your product or service. So this is the way that the Facebook ad campaign objectives are laid out. And the reason that that is the case is because when you are creating an ad campaign, you do not go straight for the sell option. You do not go straight for purchase and conversions and stuff like this. You need to start by gaining your audience's attention, and then interest, and then desire and action. So the reason that I'm telling you this is not too relative to sort of what we're going to be talking about today, but the campaign objective that you choose will change the metrics that you want to measure, and it will change how successful your campaign has been, because you'll be comparing it against different metrics, if that makes sense. So I'll show you more about what I mean by that in the next slide. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the results page of 2 different campaigns that I ran for 1.5 days. So I said 2 because yes, you do see 3 different ad campaigns here, or 3 different ads, but they're actually only 2 campaigns. So we have giveaway 1 and giveaway 2 there, which is the first and the third. These are for a giveaway. So the reason that their objective is different is because one is to get engagement on a Instagram post, which was one way of entering this giveaway or this competition, and then giveaway 2 there is link clicks, which is essentially traffic, because the second way of entering this giveaway was through an email sign up on my webpage. So those two are completely different approaches to the same sort of end goal, which is to get people who are sort of already on the awareness scale, so they're potentially interested in us. It's to get them to take that next step and actually interact with us, and for us to be able to get them onto either our contacts list or our followers list in order to be able to target them further in the future. So I set all of these campaigns to run for 1.5 days with a total or max budget of £3 per day. So you can see at the very end there you have the total cost. But what I'm going to do now is go back to the objective and talk a little bit about that. So giveaway 1, which was the sort of boost campaign on the Instagram post, the objective there was engagement. So if you remember earlier, we were talking about engagement in terms of posts on Instagram. This means people liking, commenting or saving the particular post. So we can see here in 1.5 days we got 232 post engagements, a reach of 1,608, which is how many individual accounts have seen it, and impressions, which is how many times it's been seen, so that will always be higher than reach. So we got 1,622 on that. And then the CPR means cost per result. So it cost only 2 pence per post engagement, which is actually really good, and a total cost over the 1.5 days of £3.42. So essentially by doing things like this, you can test how much a budget is going to get you on a certain different type of campaign. So from moving forward and doing similar campaigns, I can think, right, well, £3.50-ish will get me around sort of 250-ish post engagement. So I can keep that in mind for next time I'm running a similar campaign. So next we're going to look at giveaway 2, which the objective was link clicks or traffic to my website, so to the sign up page of the email list, which would enter you into that competition in the second way. So as we can see here, the reach and impressions are actually a lot higher than giveaway 1. However, the link clicks or sort of results are significantly lower. So there's 2 things that we can take from this really. Link clicks are more valuable than post engagement. They are a more valuable result. So it will be less, if that makes sense, because it is a harder thing to get people to do. However, it is still relatively low compared to the reach and impression. So what that tells me is there's something on that particular ad that is not engaging enough to make people want to click through to the website. So what I would do now is I would go back and tweak this visual to make it perhaps clearer what the call to action is or something like that, and I would try it again and see if that improves. So if we go back to the AIDA model, this is again in that sort of interest to desire kind of range. This is in the middle of that campaign map that you saw earlier. So now we're going to look at that second ad campaign that I'm running with the ad in the middle which says lead funnel. So this is actually in the awareness stage. So right now my campaign objective for this particular ad is simply reach. So we pick a reach objective when we want our particular advert or post to be seen by as many people as possible. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard of lead funnels or sales funnels before, but this is essentially what I'm doing. This is the first step in my newest lead or sales funnel. So at the moment, I'm pushing a message out there to as many people as possible. So what I'm actually advertising here is a free resource that people can download. Now some people will go straight onto this and start the funnel. Other people will click onto it but not necessarily fill in the lead, but that's okay because it means I can retarget them at a later date. So with this lead funnel, I kind of want to do reach first, and then once I've done reach, I want to do more of a traffic based campaign. So you can see how I'm going through that ad map that you saw earlier. So I'm going from an awareness campaign to an interest/desire campaign, and then finally I will go on to an action campaign, and I will do this both through my ads platform and also through the funnel that I create on my website as well. So it's sort of a two-way street. So one thing that you may notice about the analytics in this campaign is that the number in results and reach is significantly higher, and also impressions, sorry. So the number is significantly higher than the other two campaigns. So once again, this is because of the type of campaign that it is. This is this does not mean that it is performed better or worse than the other 2 campaigns. It is just that I had a completely different campaign objective. So with this campaign, like I said before, the objective was, and what I was paying for, was for this advert to be seen by as many people as possible. And Facebook can do this relatively easily and with sort of high results in that sort of number-based metric, because it's not hard to push something out to a lot of people. If what you're paying for is just to get your post seen, it's not hard for Facebook to do that. It won't cost them much money to just fill up a lot of ad space with your ad. It's a lot harder for them to get people to engage with your post, or to send it to people who will actually click the link and go through, or to sign up for a lead, or to even convert and actually buy. So those kind of things are a lot harder and therefore cost a lot more money. So the reason that I start with a reach campaign on a lead or sales funnel is, like I said before, just to push it to as many people as possible. So so by spending £3 for a day and a half on this, I reached 14,052 accounts. And you know that that's accounts because the reach and the impressions are the same. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to take you through is something that you don't necessarily need to know. I just think it's something that's quite interesting for you to see. So obviously you have looked over Google Analytics already, and I just wanted to pop this in there to show that there are other types of web page or web-based analytics as well. So on different platforms or web page based platforms such as Wix, which I'm about to show you now, you can also see your analytics. So these are not as in-depth as Google Analytics, but these are what I use a lot of the time just because I find it quite refreshing and I find it quite straightforward. Google Analytics can be quite overwhelming sometimes. So I'm just showing you the type of things that you can see here. So you do get to see your traffic insights, your sales insights, and insights about your audience as well. And also a lot of sort of similar things to what you might see on Google Analytics. You can also see, so you can see like traffic over time, traffic by time of day. You can see how long people spend on your site, which pages they visit the most. So I just thought I'd pop this in there to show you that there's different ways that you can see analytics for web page based traffic and actions as well. So I just thought I'd pop that in there for you to just sort of show you that. Alright, so that is the end of my little presentation on social media analytics, both paid and organic. I hope this was useful to you. There's obviously so much more that I could go into, but this is just a little video, and I'm sure among your careers you'll learn so much more, and you'll actually be able to put this stuff to good use as well. Once you really get into analytics, it can be such an interesting topic, and there's just so much to learn from it. So thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a great day.